So we're here today at Shaken Lattes. With us we have David.
Yeah.
And we're basically here to learn who you are, what do you do here, and begin. Who are you?
I'm David, this is Shakes and Lattes. This is now our new location, just behind the Radisson Hotel by the Port Roundabout. We moved from more central A.K.A by the American Academy, opposite the municipal park place.
Yeah, the new park there, Salina.
So here we're kind of with friends in the laser tag arena, LEH laser tag. So yeah, it's nice. We've got a nice space. We've got a room upstairs as well as down here as well. Business as usual, back to how it was. It took us about 3 weeks to
Put stuff together.
come out the other place, make it ready to hand over, and redo this place. So.
Okay, so for the people who don't know us, what exactly are you doing here?
We are a board game cafe, so we have a large stock of board games, what people come in and play. We obviously know our stock intimately, and we kind of choose them specifically for this environment. So many games are a bit too deep for this environment.
Okay.
For a board game cafe, you want quite a light range of games because people don't want to sit there for 4 or 5 hours playing a really deep game.
Okay.
But don't get me wrong, some people do come in to play those, but a lot of the time it's going to be groups of 4 to 8 young adults, mid-20s to late 40s, social occasions.
So basically it's group games, not
Yeah.
Can somebody take one game and play on his own? He has to have...
Yes, we do have many games which are single
you have?
player.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
A lot of games have got a single player mode on them, but it's more about the social experience. Think of it, a lot of times you go for a coffee somewhere and you'll get your coffee and your friend will pick up his phone and start scrolling. I'm sitting here talking to you and you're scrolling your phone, you know, whereas here now, with a board game, we're in a face-to-face direct conversation, you know, eye contact, and we're actually engaging with each other rather than talking to you while I'm not even looking at you kind of thing. And that was one of the driving forces behind opening
This establishment.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we see that was becoming prevalent in adults and children. So, in addition to that, myself, I'm old.
Okay.
So I was brought up with board games, and I noticed board games moved to early PCs, be them the Spectrum or the Commodore or very early PC models. And a lot of games kind of flourished on that because it is the new thing. And board games kind of fell by the wayside. In the last 15, 20 years, they've had like a major resurgence.
Okay.
But you've got a couple of generations which weren't brought up with board games.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, so some people didn't play board games with their parents, their aunts, their uncles, their cousins and stuff as children. So they don't have that experience or that affinity with them to introduce them to their children.
Yes.
And yet there's a lot of skills which you might not know, but you can actually learn from board games. Some of them are just social skills.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of children will come here for the first time and they won't understand that it's your go, and then it's my go, and then it's someone else's go, and then it's their go, then it's my go again. You know, so that whole waiting your turn is a big thing. A lot of children will spin their dummy out and start crying as soon as they start to lose, or run around and pull their shirt over their like they've just scored in the World Cup when they win. You know, so there's that kind of etiquette, as to say, which a lot of adults enjoy seeing their children learn that. Like we've had some families come in and they've not learned any board games at all. We teach them simple games with 1 or 2 kind of rules in them, and we teach them another game with a couple of rules, and another game with a couple of rules.
So you have intro games and then...
like a ladder.
Yeah.
Like a ladder.
Nice.
So you learn more and more different rules, mechanics, they're called in games, as you progress. And in later games, you can recognise these mechanics and rules within one game, and the children start playing more and more advanced games.
Yeah.
And even at like 7 and 10, there's a couple of boys who come in with their parents who are really nice, and they've actually experienced some good games, you know, and got them playing some adult mentality games kind of thing. And the dad made me laugh that he looked at his watch and he says, my watch says I've been in a stressful environment for the last 2 hours and there's playing Risk, which is an old war game, but it's still a great game.
Yeah, it's entertainment.
Yeah, it's a classic game. But it made me laugh how his watch was telling him that he's stressed.
Because he's not used to.
Yeah, because he's losing kind of thing as well, which was quite nice. But yeah, to open their eyes and broaden what they're experiencing and they learn different things from them games is good. Because there's tactical reasoning, logical deduction, maths, language, you name it, you can find it in a board game.
So basically you have lots of kinds of these games. I mean, from, I don't know, from games to...
We have games from 0 years old.
From 0 years old?
0 years old. You know, like you get flashcards and you show them a goat or a chicken and stuff. They start at that level, but there's a lady in England who runs a company called Small Fry Games, and they kind of develop games which, as the child grows, that game changes and you can add more and more rules into it to make it more engaging, because otherwise them cards last you 6 months.
Yes.
These, they play from 0 to 4 years old, so you get a lot more life out of them. The cards are really well made, they're really thick and waterproof, so the little toddlers can chew on them and stuff. They can chuck them all over the place, and so yeah, we have games for all ages.
Okay.
And it's good because it ain't just, like we said, languages as well, but there's so many different skills which we can help nurture and flourish through games. And not just that, it's sometimes seeing the engagement between the parent and the child in something new, which is not electronic, which is physical, personal as well, you know, and games are quite tactile. You've got pieces in them, you've got cards, you're kind of involved in the game, not just thumb exercise kind of thing.
Yeah, we've seen some of the stuff here. So let's just say this thing here, is this part of a game? What is exactly?
These here are from a game called Warhammer. So Warhammer's a hobby as well as a game. So there's 2 aspects to it. Well, there's actually 3. There's a load of books and lore, which is vast. There's the whole building and constructing the models and painting them. And then there's actually a game which is run on a large table, a terrain and dice, but there's actually numerous variations of that game, from kill team to the full game and stuff. So there's different entry levels what you can play at, depending how in depth in the rules you want to get. Okay. But it's good. We have paint workshops on Tuesdays. People come, we supply them with minis and paints, and they can learn to paint. And there's other people here who will also give them a lot of painting tips and advice on how to paint. You know, and it's nice to see other people who do know how to paint are keen to share that knowledge with people who are just getting into the hobby. I mean, and recently a lot of places have started to sell Warhammer within Cyprus. They're really pushing the brand. Okay. But it is literally just something what people are buying off of the shelves in 99% of places, whereas we would actually teach you the game, teach you how to paint, and the whole package kind of thing.
So basically you help them and play and create at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite nice. We get children come in and paint. Quite a few of these little miniatures in this cabinet are painted by some of the children. Some of them are half done or not finished yet. But yeah, the children come here, and their parents are quite surprised that they'll sit there for 20 minutes, half hour, an hour, painting a little tiny mini, and they get really engaged. Okay.
And they can use that on the board later.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Slowly they can build their armies. A lot of people will start with like a introduction set, because obviously the value for money is a lot better, because it ain't just the actual model. These are quite large. The usual ones are little tiny things. Okay.
And how many players does it take to play around?
2 or 4 people. Usually it's 2 people, so it's one army versus another army, but you can have 2 on each side.
Okay. And
in some formats.
Some basic rules to follow, or?
Some rules. Some of them are quite rules heavy. Okay. But there are versions which are a lot lighter in the rules. Okay. So the company's been about for like 40 years, so they've developed the model quite well. It's one of the very few companies which actually on the stock exchange, they're that big. Games Workshop are huge. So they've understood their market, and they've developed different facets of their product for different people, just depending how deep they want to go. But the lore, as in the history and the myths and lore behind it, is vast. You could get lost in that for months. You know, sometimes you put something on YouTube and it's like 2-hour episode just about one faction, or even just one character within a faction. So the history goes back a long time, you know. It's Warhammer 40k, which means the year 40,000, you know, and there's a 30k, 10,000 years before, and there's an old world, thousands of years before it. So there's...
In the future we'll have the 50k or something.
Maybe so, who knows? Yeah, they could change it. They're just going now from 10th edition rule set to 11th edition rule set. So that's starting to appear now, but it's one of those things which a company does to maintain customers, to always let it evolve, you know. So some of the models will get updated, some of the rules, some of the way the battles are decided, and the schemes and mechanics behind the game, because it evolves around dice and statistics. So different factions and different troops will have different statistics and different weapons and different ranges and different movement distances. So it's all different. You kind of gravitate towards one which you like. I quite like Marines, but I also like the vicious little tyrannid creatures, which are like little cockroaches to me.
Okay.
Yeah, they're a bit like Alien from the old movies.
The old
Alien, yeah. Okay. So they're really quite...
So basically, your position is to be like a game master here for the people who come?
Sometimes people will need to be taught how to play, because not everyone wants to pick up a rule book and read it for hours. And even then, if we do read a rule book, it's sometimes open to interpretation. I might read it one way and you might read it another way.
Okay.
So, I mean, these games evolved from a long time ago. War games were initially used to train soldiers.
Okay.
Like military leaders and stuff. And they would conduct miniature war games, and there would be a referee in that game, you know, and they'd set out huge terrain, houses, buildings, and have cavalry, infantry, artillery and stuff, and run through battle tactics and see where it falls down and see that this flank is weak and so on. So actual generals would
have a rich history. So it was just a game.
No. We're now at the later evolutions of this, but its origins did come from essentially people practicing war. Okay. You know, it's an interesting history if you look through it. You can dive right down a little rabbit hole and get lost forever. But it's quite interesting to see how. I mean, we could tie Dungeons and Dragons back to the same things. Okay. Because Dungeons and Dragons did evolve from tabletop wargaming, what we're talking about. But there they decided we're going to create a leader. Rather than dealing with the army, we're going to make this leader, this captain, and focus on him as a person. Okay. And that's how it became a role-playing game focused on a character rather than the whole army and that guy controlling the army, as to say. And that's evolved over the last 40 odd years as well.
So from what I understand, you also participate in D&D games as well here?
We do a hell of a lot of D&D. We have like one-shot sessions, which is... Usually we use like one-shot sessions for introductions. So you may not know how to play D&D, you have a few friends and you've heard about it, you've seen it on Stranger Things or something. Yeah. And we'd create a story and we'd give you a character, we'd tell you how to use this character, their abilities, whether they're magic users, whether they're fighters, and teach you how to use it, and then introduce you to the rules. Not sit you down with a book like a lesson, but explain as we start to play.
The intro.
Yeah, and those are usually like a one-game session. What we'll do is we'll introduce people, because it might just be you two and another few people you meet who come and join the game. But we usually do like about 3 sessions of that, which the reason why is because you might not like this other person you're sitting right next to you. You might be right irritating and really noisy and always going against the grain of how the game is feeling like it needs to unfold. So it gives you a chance to choose a group what you click with. Okay. Yeah. Because there's nothing worse than getting into like a long story, a campaign we call it, with someone who rubs up the wrong way. So it gives the players a chance to mix, find a group they like, and then we'll take them into like a mini campaign, which might be 5-6 sessions long of a story, which starts to get them more powerful, and then we introduce them into a longer campaign.
So you expand the game?
Yes.
As you go along?
Yes, yes. And We've currently got 6 groups mid-campaign. We've got another 2 groups starting off children who are just about to start, who range from like 8, 9, 10, 11 years old.
Okay.
They're all school friends. It started off with 6, it's grown to 16, so we've separated it into 2 groups, which is really nice. We are starting our first session this weekend, I believe. I've just finished most of the characters and the artwork for the characters and the backstories and everything else. But yeah, I mean, we also do sessions with parents and their children.
Okay.
So it's not just adults and not just teenagers, it's just not just younger children. We find a lot of cases where the dad used to play Dungeons and Dragons 25 years ago with his friends, and he's now don't live anywhere near his friends and he wants to play it with his children. So the dad will come with his children and another dad will come with his children.
Are you going to create a new game for them?
Yeah, they kind
so
of
everybody's
play
welcome.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's good. It's nice. We do a lot of sessions, Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays. Usually it's all booked by we have a community on WhatsApp. So within the community on WhatsApp, which you can find on the webpage, the QR code.
Okay.
On there you will find the main community, and in there you'll find a Dungeons and Dragons group, and within there you send a message, I'd like to join the group or play on a one shot, or we'd bring you into the session, or we'd create a character with you and then introduce you to other people and play. I mean, Evangelos plays with his dog, which is called Dead. The dog's dead. What's the dog's name? Dead. So yeah, he plays with quite a large group now. There's about 7 or 8 of them in that group, and they recently 2 of them got sort of killed by not dead, but they are unconscious for a week because they decided to. A great way of getting rid of a huge creature, but there's a huge creature called a kraken, and it was eating some horses off of the deck of the boat, and they packed loads of dynamite onto the horse, and as it ate the horse, they blew it up in its head and it exploded. Yeah, it killed this creature, but a couple of them weren't smart enough to hide.
Oh, okay.
And they they took a lot of damage and having these vivid hallucinations in their brain as their brain is kind of dying, but they're not dead.
In this story, you are the...
Yes, we do have other people who run games as well. We had a Russian lady, we've got a couple of Greek guys who run games, George and Lattes. We usually run a lot of games at Comic-Con and Geek Mania as well.
Oh, so you go and shake and Lattes at the events?
Yeah.
And what do you do there exactly?
At Comic-Con last couple of times we've done a lot of role-playing games. Comic-Con a couple of years ago we was running Dungeons and Dragons, Dragonbane, Alien, fantastic game, Cairn and Mouse Ritter. Last year at Comic-Con we was running Dungeons and Dragons and Broken Compass, and Warhammer. We was taking Warhammer last year, and board games as well. Okay. So we had an whole area with loads of board games as well. Okay. So yeah, we get involved in the community.
So you have your own community, but also you join different events all over Cyprus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's good for exposure, and it's good to introduce people to all the aspects of what we do, be it the board games, be it the Warhammer, be it role-playing games. It's good to, sometimes people are a bit, I wouldn't say shy, but a bit reserved about board games. That's like boring, isn't it? That's what you do. Bored as in bored? No, bored as in bored, not bored. Yeah. So yeah, it's nice to introduce people to it, and not just that, it's, like I said, the family issue.
How are things so far? I mean, in Cyprus generally, do you see people that want to come, or?
I mean, you'll be surprised. We get some guys who will turn up with a group who've been before, and there'll be a new guy there, and you ask him, "You played anything before?" He said, "No, I play PlayStation."
Yeah, okay.
I sit him and play PlayStation. A week later, he's coming back with some more of his friends, kind of thing, because it's really grabbed him.
Okay.
So usually we would ask the people what their experience are. What kind of games have you played? What kind of game would you like to play?
Yeah.
Something aggressive, something funny, or what? And kind
because
of
for what I
choose
see
a
here,
game.
you have very big catalogue of games.
Yeah, we kind of shelve quite a few as well. Because like I said, some games are just too complex for this environment. So we kind of retailed our stock to match what people want to play.
Okay.
Yeah. We had a lot more complex games on the shelves, but we kind of removed those to make room for more quicker, shorter, fun games. I mean, what I've seen is I'll have one group of 4 people who sit down and play a game for 3 hours, and you wouldn't hear a laugh at that table, and you might see a smile.
Okay.
And yet across the room there's another group who's playing a 1 hour game and then another 1 hour game, and they're laughing all the way through it.
Okay.
So you see what works and what doesn't work, but it's horses for courses again. You know, some people prefer that more of an intense game, a more strategic game, and some people just are content with something which is, I mean, the hint is in the name. It's a game, board game, game. The word tells you it's got to be fun included in it.
Of course.
Yeah. Yes, you might say that football's a game and football's gone to business, but it's still a game and people enjoy it. Yeah. You know, so the hints in the name, if we kind of keep, I mean, I do see, like in my head, I see a kind of graph between fun and complexity, like a 90-degree graph, whatever you call it. And too complex, you've got no fun. Too fun, you've got no complexity. But there's a nice sweet spot in the middle. So if you can aim in that sweet spot where you've got enough complexity to keep the game interested, enough fun to make it feel good, you're in the right area, you know? So, you know, some games have got no complexity. They're just silly and they're great, don't get me wrong.
What about competitiveness?
We have all kind of games. We have heavily competitive games. We have cooperative games, which we're working as a team, trying to beat the system. Yeah. We have games which are very accusational, which are like social deduction games. So we don't know which role each of us are playing, but some of them are bad guys, let's call them, and some of them are good guys, and the bad guys are trying to disrupt the good guys, and the good guys are trying to identify and eliminate bad guys. Okay. And there's numerous types of them, different flavours of them. It's quite a good genre. We have different games which are all about bluffing, so it's a vast spectrum of games. I mean, the market is kind of saturated with games. Everyone is producing board games, everyone wants to produce a board game. But we kind of are quite fussy about what we put on our shelves. Yes. Purely because, you know, we can put every board game out there which ever existed and exists, and would fill the shop 3 times over. Sure. And 95% of the games won't ever get played. Yeah.
So you pick the ones
which work. Which work. And that only comes with experience and doing this kind of business and day to day showing people games and teaching people games and seeing what works at a table and what doesn't work at a table. What I thought was a great game, in this environment is not. Yeah. But before, what I thought was, it's an okay game. It's a bit silly. It's a lot of fun though. It's fantastic for this environment. Okay. You know, you don't want to go out on a Friday evening and have brain melt because the game is so hard and I'm so hard assessing what I'm doing and what I can do, assessing what you're doing and what you can do, and this person, and this person, and it's like, forget it, I ain't got room to think or talk. So, you know, light enough, we can still have a conversation and a banter as we're playing, but enough to keep you engaged.
Enough to keep you entertained, which is the core of the game.
Yeah, that's it. That's the thing with a lot of things. As long as there's enough there to keep you interested and a good social aspect in it, it's a good game. You know, some people always like beat down old games like, oh, Monopoly's a shit game, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? We have people play Monopoly in this shop 5, 6, 10 times a week, and people love it. Yeah. You know, it's like that. It's like grandma's food. You know, it's something what you're used to, and you can.
You just need time to get used to it.
Yeah. It's not a bad game. Yeah, it's got bad elements to it, but it's still, people enjoy the game, and there's so many different aspects of that, variations of that game that there's always a version for somebody. Yes, you do get the market again saturation with one from Marvel and Batman and every kind of franchise you can imagine, Lord of the Rings, the works. But as a core game, it's still just as relevant today and works today as well as it did 30 or 50 years ago.
It's a reason why it still keeps going, Warhammer, you said.
Yeah, like I say, people play that game literally. There was 4 young guys, early 20s, playing it the other day, and it was half the team.
So basically, what is the game?
We try to build a community rather than just a place to drink coffee. Many people here come and meet other people. They meet new people. They might post in the group, in the chat group in WhatsApp, I'm available on Thursday at 6 o'clock, who wants to come down and meet? And you'll be surprised how many different people will apply and come and meet them. And people make friends here, you know. There's quite a group of people who have all met from here. Some of them have just left the island. One of them's gone back to Germany. But they are from everywhere, not just locals. I mean, we do get a lot of locals, but we do get a lot of foreign people as well who come to the island and are quite new here and have not met anyone, and it's a great way for people to meet people. To tell the truth, we've seen the environment work really well. So I'm smiling because I'm remembering a scenario, but I'm not going to mention that scenario. For dates, for first dates, you know, if you invite a girl to come and play board games and she sulks because she's losing, I don't want to date you.
That's good to know.
Yeah, and the same with girls and guys. Some girl came down and kept on beating this guy, and a couple of weeks later she came down and she beat this guy at that game and beat this guy, and either she didn't like that she beat him or that she didn't like their reaction to losing. It was quite funny. So for first dates, it's a great thing. For families, it's great. For young groups, it's great. For young adults, late 20s through to 50s, 40s. It's a great environment. We our coffee comes from Paul's Coffee Roasters, so it's right local to us in Larnaca. I mean, if you see on Google reviews, a lot of people really like our milkshakes. And yeah, they're literally just ice cream and fruit and milk, obviously. Like we said, a lot of places will use like a baby formula powder, which is sacrilege as far as I'm concerned. I brought up a milkshake, not powder and milk kind of thing.
They don't go together.
No. Our smoothies were designed by a nutritionist. Our coffee is really good. I mean, when I was testing the coffee before we got it, I tried quite a few coffees from Paul, the roasters in Larnaca, and I left there and that's one too many coffees, Dave. Yeah, it's one too many coffees. But yeah, it's a single origin Brazilian. It's really nice. Got a wide range of teas, but it's also, we also do like snack food, you know, finger food, what people eat around the table. We don't go too heavy on food, you know. It's, people will come sometimes after they've already eaten, so we don't really need to focus too much on food.
It's more about snacks, drinks.
Yeah.
So
small
first
stuff.
and foremost, you are all about the gathering with the group people.
Yeah, I mean, we are a board game cafe, and it is obviously the coffee side of it and the drink side of it is which our business is focused in. Obviously, we then sell board games and Warhammer and Dungeons and Dragons stuff and Pokemon stuff as well, which all keep us afloat. So it's all different aspects of the same business, but yeah, it works. It works. It's each aspect on its own. If we had single aspects on its own, we couldn't survive. So we have
of course.
to,
business is business.
Yeah, we have to keep every single little aspect involved in the business to keep the business running. It's hard times at the moment. We've got a couple of wars going on. We've got petrol prices going through the roof.
The gas and everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's gone up 20 odd cents in the last month or so. So yeah, it's an unstable time at the moment. So a little bit of light-hearted smiling and laughing at a table is always needed.
Of course it is, yes. And it's nice to have something new, especially here in Cyprus, because almost everyone is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So if you have something that can take the problems
Well,
out of your head.
I see board games have always been involved in Cyprus. You know, travelling is as old as the hills. You know, and my children play with their grandfather, their papa, and there's like 70 odd years between them.
Yeah.
And so to see intergenerations playing games together, you know, it's really
something
nice.
beautiful.
It is. There's this little bit of heartwarming stuff there.
So what is the future of Shake and Lattes? Are you going to go in events?
Well, we have Geek Mania coming up on the 20th of June, 20th, 21st of June, which is at the State Fair Halls. There's a Comic-Con event coming up in October, same venue, but the whole of the venue. Okay. We're going to be present at both. We'll be doing role-playing games, board games, some Warhammer, and retail at both.
Okay.
We're looking forward to Geek Mania, which is coming up in the summer, which should be really
interesting.
Because it's at a nice place for them as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work going on behind the
scenes.
Yeah. You know, you can see the duck looks smooth on the surface, but underneath the legs are going like crazy. I can't imagine the stress of it all at the moment to the organisers, but it's coming together. I keep on hearing little bits of it coming together, and I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be a good event.
Sure, because
not just that, for the community as well, because the community as such, you know, maybe Nicosia and other districts do a lot more for the younger generation, but you know, you do see a lot of gaps kind of thing missing where the
especially some
municipalities could really push and get people involved in things, you know, rather than leaving it to small businesses to do different things.
Of course.
I think they should be supporting the likes of Comic-Con and Geek Mania to create events for the younger people, you know, or else you end up in a scenario where you are in other countries where people don't get no time, money, and investment in it, and they just turn to little troublesome people on the streets, which, you know, we don't want that beginning and infusing into Cypriot culture. There's a lot of good things here, and I think the local councils and governments could really push and help that grow, you know, not as a business sense, but as a community thing.
We do need this kind of events because something different.
Well, it proves that they're wanted, because people's feet do the speaking. They turn up at the events, you know, and a lot of them are like cosplayers, and they'll get dressed up for the events and spend weeks and months making their outfit for the events.
For one day.
Yeah, and sometimes they've made 2 or 3 different outfits before they decided which one they're going to wear that day. And you'll see them at another event a few months later, and they've got a different outfit, and another event a few months later, and they're a different outfit. And so there's a lot of work which those people put into it, and those people cause a lot of attraction at the events. If you watch at the events, that regular people like us, you know, we're fascinated by the people in the cosplay.
Yeah, of course.
You know, it's something new which we don't see. Everything. Yeah. So, you know, you have to appreciate all of these little angles and the hard work that the people put into their passions. You know, which is, it's nice to see that community here in Cyprus.
Growing.
Yeah. So the more which organisations like Comic-Con and Geek Mania can do to promote this, the better.
The better for all of us.
Yeah, a little bit of happiness for everyone. So it's good. Like we said, we've got one coming up in summer and one in autumn, which is summer's only around the corner now. We're in April, 2 months away.
Yeah.
So literally 7 weeks away.
7 weeks away.
Yeah.
It's very near.
Yeah. Before we know it, maybe the summer would be passing, and we'll be able to breathe again, and it'll be Comic-Con. So we're ready for that one as well. So yeah, we keep active and involved in the community. We post a lot on social medias. We're on every platform we can think of, whether it's Instagram, TikToks, Facebook, LinkedIn. We're across all of them, and we notify people of events, and we cross-promote other people's events there as well. So we're reachable, we're findable. Google Maps is now showing the correct address.
Okay.
Because there was a point in time where it was still showing the old address, and changed it, and it finally ding and worked. But yeah, it's. I mean, businesses like this now, we couldn't survive without social media.
Yeah.
Because you're just looking at word of mouth or expensive advertising in magazines, which people pick up and
just throw it away.
Sit on their table, on their kitchen counter for a week, and then it gets thrown in the trash. So, yes, there is a lot of people, and you can get lost. People can't sometimes see the wood through the trees, and word of mouth is key within...
Especially this kind of...
Yeah, with any small business, you know, it ain't like... you know, you need a mechanic, you know someone, or you know someone who's got a good mechanic, it passes on that way. It's not a necessity industry, as to say. So social media to us is key. It's key. We try to keep on top of it. We're only just getting back onto it now because it's been a while since we was relocating, that we had to take a little step back. Plus there's a lot of work which we do here, organising events, collaborating with other people, and then the social media side as well. And you're constantly juggling little things in the air, and sometimes you drop one. Oh, you missed that one, but yeah, it's working.
It takes time to...
It does. You yourselves know with your podcast channels, you know, your channel grows, and we cross promote you, and you cross promote everyone else, and we grow together.
Yeah, that's why we're all part of this community.
Yeah.
The pop culture community.
Yeah. You know, everyone is helping each other. I mean, it's a small community, it's a small island, it's a close-knit community, and to help each other is key.
Yeah.
You know,
So it was nice meeting you. We learned a great stuff today.
Likewise.
Wish you the best. And we will see you probably at the Koumparoi event, the next event coming up.
Yeah, or bring the wife and children, we'll play some games.
Of course. Mine is a little bit...
Or the friends as well.
We have a couple of friends that already come here.
Leave the children with the grandparents.
We can have some fun.
Some fun, yeah. We'll get you into some proper... got a great game for our age people, or your age people, because I know I'm a little bit older than most people in this room. It's very accusational and bluffing, and it's fantastic because you see some people, you think that I can read your line because you're blushing, and then it turns out that they're not bluffing at all. They've just somehow blushed to make themselves look like they're lying, and led me right into that trap. And it's like it's amazing the way.
Okay, sounds interesting. We should do that.
Yeah, it's a good genre of game to play with young people. You'll love it.
Thank you.
So